everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Coffee with Katie. I have my merry and bright Christmas mug. You can't see it, but it has a little tree in the bottom of the mug. It's very cute. So today's video is going to be my December TBR. Now, this TBR is going to be a little chaotic. I put a ton of Christmassy books on here. I do not think I can get to them all. So we're just, throwing everything against the wall and seeing where it lands, kind of a situation. I am not doing a shelf pick for this month because I just think it's going to be too much and I'm just letting myself have free reign. But there are some NetGalley books I want to get to, so let's just get into it. The first one is Later On We'll Conspire, a Christmas escape novel by Courtney Kiesel. I think this is like the audiobook debut because that's what I'm reviewing on NetGalley, but I think this has been out for a little while. Everyone loves a Christmas surprise, just not when it's a spy in disguise. Lacey, I'll be home for Christmas alone was the plan, but everything changes when I bump into a handsome stranger who always seems to be in the right place at the right time. So there's a new plan, a plan that involves a casual holiday fling. Merry Christmas to me. But spending the holidays with Park Bradshaw in my charming hometown turns into Mission Impossible when I find out his knife skills go way beyond carving the Christmas ham. Now I'm on the run, living out my own Christmas version of Die Hard, while making it home in time for Christmas is the least of my worries. I just want to make it home alive, and hopefully not lose my heart to the one man I'm not sure I can trust. Because the countdown to Christmas ticks on like a bomb, I'm left wondering which side I'm on. This sounds just like fun. I like the idea of it being kind of like a spy Christmas romance, I guess, but spy Christmas story. So I'm gonna give this a shot and then we'll see what we think. The next one is A Rivalry of Hearts by Sanja Odette. This is, I don't think Christmassy at all, but it is Fae Flings and Corset Strings book 1. So I think this is kind of like a historical romance, historical fantasy with Fae, and I just really like that. I think that's really interesting. And I liked Half a Soul for that reason. I kind of like that genre is becoming a thing. So I'm curious to see how this one goes. Two rival writers, one prestigious publishing contract, a bargain of hearts and desire. They say never bargain with a Fae. They also say don't get drunk on Fae wine. But the author, Edwina, ends up doing both on her first visit to the Faelands, and she ends up in this magical contract that she barely remembers making, and she's roped into it with this Fae that she would rather forget. And essentially they made a bet on who can sleep with the most people in this month-long contract. Whoever wins the book publishing contract. And she's very inexperienced, and so she's terrified she's gonna lose, but she can't lose. She's very determined. Meanwhile, the Fae is handsome and charming, etc. And this little tagline says, A Rivalry of Hearts is a spicy standalone adult fantasy rom-com. So it sounds fun. Just like an enjoyable little book to read that'll probably be fast. So looking forward to trying it out. I'm gonna review it for NetGalley. The next one that I'm hoping to read is Wondersmith, The Calling of Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend. I read Nevermore for the first time this year and loved it, and so I'm looking forward to continuing the story in The Calling of Morgan Crow. Also the UK editions, I say this probably every time, are so pretty with their naked hardcovers. Beautiful. This one picks off after the events of book 1, so I feel like I can't talk about it very much or I would spoil it, but it's her continuing in the pursuit of the Wondrous Society, so I hope it's as magical and hilarious as the first one. Another one I would like to read is The Christmas Tree Farm by Lori Gilmore. This is book 3 in the Dream Harbor. I think these are kind of like standalone books, but the first one is the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, which I think is kind of blown up this year, and she's been writing a lot of them. And this sounds Christmassy, so I kind of wanted to read something like this. And it says that she writes the only spicy, grumpy, sunshine Christmas rom-com you need this year. Kira North hates Christmas, which is unfortunate since she just bought a Christmas tree farm in town that's too cute for its own good. Bennett Ellis is on vacation in Dream Harbor, taking a break from his life in California, and most importantly, taking a break from his latest run of disastrous dates. After a run-in with Kira in her fields, Ben has no intention of offering to help the grumpy owner set up her tree farm, despite the fact that she's clearly got no idea what she's doing. Kira knows that she should stop being so stubborn and let the people around her help, but her farm is not all cute and cozy like people always show on social media. It's borderline dangerous with no heating, and she'd rather no one saw it. But when she sees Ben kind of like wandering around, she wonders why she rejected his help in the first place and realizes she might need his help. It says The Christmas Tree Farm is a spicy romantic mystery for fans of Gilmore Girls with a happily ever after guaranteed. I just think it's going to be funny. It says the tropes are grumpy, sunshine, small town, forced proximity, and one bed. It just sounds cute. I kind of wanted to read the Pumpkin Spice Cafe just because of what everybody was saying, but I think the Christmas Tree Farm just sounded more like something I wanted to read right now in the Christmassy mood. So I'm gonna give that one a shot and we'll see how it goes. I also want to read The Christmas Guest by Peter Swanson. This is a book that I wanted to read last year actually and never got to. It seems interesting and very, very short. It says an American student in London is invited to join a classmate for the holidays at Starville Wood Hall, her family's manor house, but behind the holly and pine boughs, secrets are about to unravel, revealing the seemingly charming English village's grim history. Ashley is mesmerized by the cozy, firelit house, the large family, and the charming village of Clevermore, but also by Adam, the handsome brother of the person she's staying with. But he's being investigated by the local police over the recent brutal slaying of a girl in the village. And there's a mysterious stranger who haunts this woodland path between two destinations that they go to. Over 30 years later, the events of that horrific week are revisited along with a diary from that time. What began in a small English village in 1989 reaches its ghostly conclusion many Christmas seasons later. So it's a kind of like mystery thriller kind of situation. It's a novella. It's only 96 pages. So I just think this would be very fun and not as cutesy as a lot of the other Christmas books. Next one is one that I see recommended for Christmassy books all the time and that people really enjoy it, and that is Lovelight Farms by B.K. Borison. I've never read this, obviously, but I'm kind of curious about it, and so it's just on the docket if I get to it. Two best friends fake date to reach their holiday happily ever after in this first romantic comedy in the Lovelight series. Pasture of Dead Trees, a hostile takeover of the Santa barn by a family of raccoons, and shipments that have mysteriously gone missing. Lovelight Farms is not the magical winter wonderland of Stella Bloom's dreams. In an effort to save the Christmas tree farm she's loved since she was a kid, Stella enters a contest with Instagram famous influencer Evelyn St. James. With the added publicity and the $100,000 cash prize, Stella just might be able to save her farm from its financial woes. There's just one problem. To make the farm seem like a romantic destination for the holidays, she's lied on her application and she said she owns Lovelight Farms with her boyfriend. Only, there is no boyfriend. Enter best friend Luca Peters. He just stopped for some hot chocolate and somehow got a farm with a serious girlfriend in the process. But fake dating his best friend might be the best Christmas present he's ever received. Like I said, I've just heard really great things about this and it's Christmassy, so I added it to the TBR. Man, I got really ambitious with this TBR. I'm so sorry. It's just, how do you choose when you want a Christmas book, you know? Next is Christmas is All Around by Martha Waters. I'm just kind of going to summarize it in the first sentence or so of the Goodreads summary, but it says, a former child star learns that holiday magic can come from a change in perspective in this charming and hilarious holiday rom-com. Charlotte hates the holidays. As a former child actress, she starred in a modern classic of a holiday movie, and its fans won't let her move on. When a piece revealing that her reluctance nixed plans for the reboot, she flees to London to spend the 5-week countdown to the holidays with her sister, but the ghosts of Christmas past follow her there when she ends up at Eden Priory, a filming location for the movie she has never visited. And so she ends up getting roped into some stuff. It sounds cute. A London Christmas novel. Cute. Next one is not Christmassy, I believe, but it sounds really fun. And that is Her Night at the Museum by Bryn Donovan. This just looks so funny. It's like The Night at the Museum, except this night as in daytime night. But this night that's in the museum comes to life. And that just sounds so fun. Kind of like the, I cannot think of what this movie is called, but it's Hugh Jackman, I believe. And he's like an old-timey figure, and it's like, and it's got, Meg, what's her name? Hope you know what I'm talking about, but he's like an old-timey person and he's in modern-day New York. It sounds kind of like that, except it's a museum. Centuries-long curse is no match for rom-com shenanigans when a medieval knight is brought to life in modern-day Chicago. Forgotten by time and abandoned by hope, Sir Griffin de Belford's existence stretches out before him. Cursed by a ruthless enchanter to see, hear, and think, but never to move or speak, Griffin suffers the long, lonely centuries trapped in stone, until an unexpected kiss from a fair maiden breathes new life into his soul and his body. And obviously it talks about her kind of background too, but I think that I'll just leave it with that because that just sounds so fun. It sounds so fun. I'm looking forward to that. I was also looking at Faking Christmas, a Christmas escape novel by Cindy Steele. One little white lie, that's all it took. Now I'm suddenly having to fake date my work nemesis to get me through a week at Vermont Christmas Lodge with my family. The problem? I can't stand Miles Taylor. Not only that, but I don't date people I work with. But I can handle it. I was faking my emotions for years, so it shouldn't matter that Miles never lets me get away with anything. And that he happens to boil my blood harder than my steaming pot of wassail. So when he throws his annoying grin my way or forces me on dates he knows I'll hate, I'll just grit my teeth and smile. Maybe not. Did I mention that Miles is the one person in the world I can't seem to fool? When my emotions begin feeling less like a sham and his arms feel way too comfortable, it makes me think that maybe Miles has a plan of his own, and I'm starting to like it a lot more than mine. Just sounds cute. Fun. Could you tell I was looking up Christmas recommendations? I don't know why when it's like Christmas holiday season, suddenly my contemporary romance filter goes off. Like, I don't read a lot of contemporary books or contemporary romance, but when it's Christmas time, it's all I want. It's like Hallmark Christmas movies, you know what I'm saying? You just want it suddenly. The next one I would potentially like to read is A Christmas Date, First Comes Love, #3 by Camellia Easley. These are just kind of very short little novellas, I think, but it just sounds cute. No one wants to be single at the holidays, even Miss Little Grinch, Nikki. A successful and independent woman must face her bachelorette status at the most horrible time of the year. December is her personal version of Holly Jolly Hell, a merry torture made of couples kissing at every corner, forced vacation days, and an inescapable family reunion. When her little sister announces she's engaged to Paul, the man Nikki is secretly in love with, and that he's spending the holidays with them, Christmas starts looking bluer than ever. Nikki can't possibly survive an entire week trapped home as the family spinster. But she has no time to meet men or try to the newest dating app. She's too busy working as a video producer for an advertising agency. So what's a girl to do? Nikki has the perfect solution. To hire a fake boyfriend. Luckily, her job gives her access to an endless catalog of gorgeous actors to choose from. But Nikki will soon discover that keeping business and pleasure from mixing isn't so easy and that she might not be immune to a little mistletoe magic. A fun, festive, romantic comedy with lots of bad behavior and Christmas spirit, like a creamy hot chocolate with marshmallows. You won't want to put this deliciously hilarious novel down. So that just sounds, again, funny, cute, silly, kind of my vibe right now. Or at least it will be in December. And last but certainly not least, I want to read Sincerely, Secretary of Doom by Jennifer Crope. This is book 2 in the High Court of the Coffee Bean series, the first one being Welcome to Fae Cafe, which I just read and loved so much. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing how book 2 goes. Can't really tell you much about the plot of this one, even though it's kind of separate, but there's a character in book 1 named Moore, and this is his story. The High Court of the Coffee Bean returns with a sassy, wicked streak. Months after the deadly assassins turned baristas left the four corners of Ever, Doom comes knocking at Moore's door, and it's wearing stilettos. Essentially, he works in like some publishing thing. It's getting a lot of views. She's coming to his door. He thought he would never see her again, but she doesn't seem to remember him at all. So it sounds like there's some more magic and sinister trickery involved. So I'm very much looking forward to book 2 because I loved book 1 so much. So this is the next one that I would love to read in December. On the cover it says darkness, foes, and bros before lovers. I love this series. I can't wait to read it. So that is my very ambitious, too ambitious, probably impossible TBR for December. Let me know if any of these books interest you or what you're planning on reading in December. I would love to know. But for now, that is it for today's video. Please like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I will see you next time. Stay safe and caffeinated. Bye.